Okay, Colleen Wright.
Yes.
What segment of the business do you work?
Mid-market.
Okay. About how many accounts do you manage and how many lives?
About 37 accounts, about 30,000 employees.
Okay, and that's
58,000 members.
Okay, and that's a large book of business.
I believe
for
it's the largest in mid-market in terms of number of lives. You know,
Okay.
other account executives have more accounts, but they're smaller. So
Okay.
I manage large, predominantly ASO customers.
Okay. How many hours a week do you work on average?
Well, you know, weekdays I turn on my BlackBerry about 7:30 in the morning and I turn it off about 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Most weekends I log in at least for a couple of hours.
Okay.
You know, the job demands that you're out of the office a lot, which is an inherent problem when you have to respond to hundreds of emails and brokers and clients. So, you know, if you have meetings all day, you have to log in at night and work for a few hours.
Right.
But on top of that, you know, I get emails and calls literally all hours of the day and night from clients and brokers, just responding to whatever they need. So, you know, it's sort of a 24-hour-a-day job, but I limit it to 7:30 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night for my own sanity.
Okay, awesome. When you're ordering data for your clients,
Mm-hmm.
is ordering data from our department, is it simple, is it difficult, and what makes it that way?
You know, I feel it's fairly simple. You know, having worked for other competitors, ordering data was simple, but there was always a cost. And, you know, something that we're currently offering customers is reporting that is no additional cost.
Right.
And ordering it, if you understand the client need or the broker need, you know, it's fairly simple to just put it in an email and send it over to you guys. And if you have questions, you know, you'll respond with whatever those are. You know, I find if I don't understand the need of the client, then I sometimes have difficulty getting the report. But if you understand it, you guys are usually responsive in terms of getting the data that we need.
Okay, awesome.
Mhm.
We like to hear that. Do you feel that our department shows a sense of urgency when you need it for reports?
I don't think any department in Blue Cross shows urgency from a marketing and sales perspective.
Okay.
And I say that not to be funny, but you know, most departments here have turnaround times or whatever that department deems is an acceptable time to get back. And what they don't realize is I have a broker screaming at me on the phone. I have a client who's all of a sudden come up with a need. Are they prepared? Have they said, oh, this might take Blue Cross any time to get something? Absolutely not. They think they need something, they call, they're screaming, they want it now.
Right.
And it's disappointing to have to go back and say, no, we have a 5-day turnaround time. It makes clients and brokers feel like we don't understand their needs. We don't understand that sometimes urgent situations arise. And, you know, we don't do it for kicks. We don't just sit around and say, hey, let's mess with other departments and order a bunch of stuff and say we need it.
Right.
We do it because a client is asking for it.
Right.
And I don't think any department in this company understands that,
Okay.
and yours included.
Okay. What's your biggest pet peeve when it comes to ordering data or getting data for a client?
That it would just be turnaround time.
Okay.
Hey, there are a lot of times where a client will say, and you know me, and we've worked together, and I do push back as often as I can, but I do work with one of the largest consultants in Dallas, and you know, 9 times out of 10, they haven't prepared appropriately. They have a meeting in 2 days. They've all of a sudden decided they need some data. It's data I can't get in Blue Insight. So if I ask for something urgent, again, there seems to be a perception that we don't need it. Why do we need it? Why are we making up deadlines? It's because I've been asked. So
Right.
that really is my only pet peeve.
Okay.
You know, when I get data back, it's what I want. You're super responsive if I have something and I need to call you directly that I don't understand how to order. You know, all of that is great. It's just simply, you know, sometimes there are urgent situations, and
Right.
I don't think we react to those appropriately.
Right. Okay. What do you think is the biggest difference between how we provide data and how the competitors provide data?
You know, this is an unpopular statement, but I've worked for 2 large competitors, and in those organizations, sales and marketing drives the organization. So if a salesperson calls and needs something, people react, they jump, they realize that's a client-facing role.
Right.
They realize it's a client asking, not the sales and or account management
Right.
person. And I just don't think we have that here. You know, other organizations understand needs of clients and brokers much better. Blue Cross understands member needs, which is fantastic.
Right.
But without clients, you don't have any members.
Right.
So I think it's a cultural difference here that is very frustrating, having worked at other large competitors.
Right.
So,
And maybe it could be that, I don't know if the not-for-profit thing plays into it or not, but who knows? But
Well,
maybe
you-
it's our culture that,
if you're member
That's not-
focused and not client focused, then sometimes clients and brokers don't get the attention and,
right,
you know, responsiveness that they
yeah,
get at other competitors. It's just
Yeah.
a simple fact.
right,
Now, do we take better care of our members than our competitors? Absolutely.
right,
But it shouldn't be to the detriment of our clients.
right,
You can do both.
yeah,
Yep.
cool. What can we do in our, in our area to improve upon the service that we provide to you?
I think if it felt more collaborative,
Mm-hmm.
I know the mailbox is a big deal here. Just send it to a mailbox, and sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes we need someone to talk to and to help us understand how to order data. And
Right.
if there were a way to call and say, hey, I'm going to send this into the mailbox, and it's urgent. Is there any way you can turn it around?
Right,
Just a feeling of more of a collaboration among
Right.
departments, that you understand our needs,
right,
that our needs are client needs,
right,
and to work it that way versus just sending it into the abyss, into a mailbox, and
Right.
hoping that it gets worked and
Right.
someone gets back to us. That's
Yeah.
very frustrating for a salesperson,
right,
because the next morning they're going to be calling asking for their report, and
Right.
you feel like you don't have any sense of when things are going to happen.
yeah.
So
And you can do that.
and I do.
Yeah,
I'm a
you
nag.
do.
I am a nag, but a lot of other
Yeah.
A's aren't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would just
So maybe
be,
that would be sort of a something I could come, to a staff meeting or
yeah, and just
at
communicate.
the round, just communicate
Absolutely.
that. If you have an urgent need, you can come, and we do rushes for urgent needs, and as long as not all of your reports are a rush.
Sure, and if they are, then there's a problem. But
Right.
certainly
But we
sometimes
do
things.
accommodate that,
Yeah.
definitely, because we do understand that there's rushes, and
Yeah.
we try to do our best to get that need accommodated.
And I
Right.
do. I'll shoot you a personal email sometimes saying, "Hey, send
Right.
some to the mailbox." But,
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's just sort of a frustration that you just send something to a mailbox and hope it gets worked. So.
Yes. Okay.
And that's not just your department.
Right. It's a lot of
It's a
departments
lot of
have
departments.
a mailbox.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Was there anything else you want to tell our staff who's going to be watching this video?
That's it. Just
Okay.
if you could understand the needs of sales and marketing a little more, it would benefit the whole company.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you,
You
Colleen.
bet.
You
Thank
were awesome.
Awesome. Thank